Federal administrative police state? That's pretty strong.
That's exactly what's at work here, right? You have a federal administrative state. The police arm of that state is, for the first time in U.S. history, not only indicting a former president, but indicting currently a lead candidate against the U.S. president. That is not the stuff of the United States of America. That is the stuff of banana republics.
Well,
and if there was ever going to be a case brought against a lead political rival for a sitting U.S. president, it better be locked down and airtight, not an indictment that fails to mention the most relevant statute that's actually at issue.
Yeah, well, it is, obviously, as you said, it is unprecedented. I should say that there have been democracies that have prosecuted, put criminal prosecution of former leaders because those times have been so extraordinary.
And here in the middle of an election.
And this obviously is very extraordinary.
I disagree with the allegations. I just think I do not believe those allegations because of, I think, the intellectual dishonesty in that indictment. So I think the federal court is actually, I think, based on the precedent of the Clinton sock drawer case, where effectively Judge Jackson said that it is at the president's, her language, not mine, sole discretion as to what is and is not covered as a presidential record. I think the court will acquit him. But that's beside the point of the judgment that President Biden made. And if Trump's judgment was bad, President Biden's judgment is worse for actually bringing a prosecution. He should have done what Trump did.
President Biden didn't bring a prosecution.
The Department of Justice reports into the President of the United States, and so this is a fig leaf, which is why I think the media needs to get to the bottom of this.
But there's no evidence. There's absolutely no evidence, unless you can show me some, that President Biden has had anything to do with this prosecution. That's why he put 2 layers in between with
due respect, I think it is shameful that I, as a competitor to President Trump in this race, have to ask questions that the media isn't asking. The job of the political media, if it has one job, is to hold the U.S. government accountable.
Yes, we know that.
And instead, we're doing the bidding. You're seeing the media doing the bidding of the U.S. government. No. Ask the question. Get to the bottom of what Biden told Garland and what Garland told Jack Smith. If the same shoe fit the other foot, you would not take their word at face value. Do not take their word now. Get to the bottom of it. Let's actually restore journalism in this country.
Vivek did a good job here on CNN. He really did. He's standing out because he's really standing up for President Trump. And he's pointing out the fact that there is such hypocrisy. There's a 2-tier justice system. If you're a Biden, you can literally smoke crack and drive 175 miles an hour and then end up at Camp David. It's totally great. But if you're President Trump and you take documents somewhere that you probably declassified, you're facing the rest of your life in prison. And we know that Joe Biden, when he took documents, his documents go back as far as to the days when he was a senator. And senators don't have the ability to declassify like the president does. No one cares. And when he left vice president's office, he took documents. They showed up at the Penn Biden Center years later. Where were they all these years in between? Or were those the same documents that were in next to your Corvette in the garage where your crack smoking son lived? No one cares. Or if you're Hillary and you're smashing phones and devices and computers with hammers using bleach bits, and you have a private server in your house, and you don't have the ability to declassify, nothing happens. So listen, we do need people like Vivek standing up for the president, saying, I will pardon him. But let's just hope and pray that democracy wins. And I know hope isn't a strategy, but let's just hope that everyone starts to realize we don't live in a world, we don't live in a country that should have a 2-tier justice system. And this all goes away and President Trump does not need to be pardoned. Trump 2024, baby. Let's get him back in office.